Hello everyone, it's me and welcome back to my video. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber and I think it's my best chance to become a YouTuber. Yeah? So are you? I hope you are in good condition. And this lesson it's for Thursday, March 19th, 2020. So today's lesson actually it's the end of the unit 8. Yeah, before we do the self-check and before we do the test of unit 7 and unit 8. I've told you to do the writing. Have you done it? It's about biography. Yeah, it's a biography about someone that you are interested in or someone that you admire most. Here I'm going to do a little bit review about biography before we go to the main lesson. Yeah. Okay, let's open your workbook. Workbook here, page 65. Okay, workbook page 65. When you take a look here, a biography. We're not doing the writing again. Here, I just want to tell you again, explain to you again about the structure of a biography. Usually, a biography it consists of 4 or even more paragraph, but the first paragraph it talks about the early life, early life of someone. You can write about their school, their family, or even the date of birth. Okay, it's about the early life. And then the next paragraph it would be the early career. The early career, how they achieve success or how they achieve failure, even the development of someone's career. Okay, and that's it for the paragraph 2. And then you can keep going by writing the person's life, the person's life beside of the career. For example, if you have read the Muhammad Ali, in the class book, you can see there Muhammad Ali not only a boxer, but he's also a good and a skillful public speaker. So here in the third paragraph here you can write about someone's skill, someone's life beside of the career, beside of the career, what talent they've got, what skill that they've got. Okay, something like that. And the end of the paragraph you can close it by writing the end of the career or the life after the career, the life in retirement, or even if they have passed away you can write how they passed away. Okay, that's it for the structure of biography. And then you can do a little bit reading here and you can use that information to answer exercise 1, exercise 2, 3 until 4. It's quite simple. You just have to read here to get the information to answer those 4 exercises. Okay, so that's for the workbook. And then we move on to the student's book here. This is the last lesson of unit 8, language skill. We've got 2 exercises about listening, so we don't have to do exercise 1 and exercise 2 here. No need. But we can do this one, exercise 3, about mixed conditional sentences, and then I wish and if only sentence here. So exercise 3 and exercise 4, please probably exercise 3 and exercise 4 they can help you to recall your information about mixed conditional sentence and if only I wish sentence. Okay, you can go to the previous pages actually to see the formula or the rules of them. And then please take a look here. we've also got transitive and intransitive here. So this is the additional information, yeah, for your transitive and intransitive verb. Probably you have already known this one, but I want to give you a little bit detail about both of them, yeah. If we take a look here, yeah, transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay, this is the reference here, from workbook and student's book, page 73. And transitive verb needs object to make a sentence complete and meaningful. So that verb, yeah, needs object to make a sentence complete and meaningful. It means that if there is no object, it will be unclear, it will be not complete, and it's not meaningful. Okay, and an intransitive verb needs no object. You don't have to put an object there to make a sentence complete and meaningful. Okay, let's see the example here. For example, sleep. When you say I slept, yeah, we'll use the past simple here. If you say I slept, you slept, it's clear, yeah. You don't need something to add after sleep. What did you sleep? No, it sounds weird. You just say I slept last night. Okay, it's easy, it's simple, it's already clear, complete, and meaningful. So this is, I will write this down here. It will be intransitive verb. I will write it here. It means intransitive verb. But when you use when you talk about love here, love, look. When you say I love, what do you love? It's not clear, it's not complete. You need something. You need an object. For example, I love you. So you is an object. So when you say I love you, it's clear, it's complete, and it is meaningful, yeah. So when you say I love you, it's really meaningful, yeah. So you need object to make a sentence clear and meaningful. So love here, it's transitive verb, yeah, transitive verb. But sometimes, yeah, also a verb can be transitive, can be intransitive. For example, here when I say I speak, it's clear also, yeah. When you say I speak, you speak, he speaks, yeah, it's clear. But when you want to add something, when you want to add I speak English, it's also fine. I speak Japanese. You want to add an object, it's also fine, yeah. So this speak, it can be transitive or can be intransitive. So when you want to say clean, yeah, for example, I cleaned my room, you need something, you need an object. When you say I cleaned, what did you clean? I don't understand what you mean. What did you clean? Okay, you need something. You need something to complete this one, yeah, this sentence. So you may say I cleaned my room. I cleaned this table. So you need object. So I will write here T because it's transitive verb. Okay, so that's it. The explanation about transitive and intransitive verb. Yeah. If you don't understand, if you haven't understood yet about this one, you can Google some lessons about transitive and intransitive verb, or even you can play back this video. Okay. Now to make it short, I want you to move back to the student's book again. Here, page 73. We've got exercise 1 here to do. It's quite easy, yeah. And then exercise 2 and 3. But here, please take a look at exercise 2 here. Which 3 verbs are both transitive and intransitive when talking about sport? Example: win, lose, and draw. When you want to say I won, okay, I use past simple. I won. it's fine. Yeah, you want, we want, it's fine, it's clear, and it's meaningful. But when you want to add something else, yeah, when you want to add like, I want a chess match, I want a match, it's also fine. So win, it can be transitive and intransitive verb. Also it works the same way with lose, lose and draw. Okay, they lose and draw, they both are transitive and intransitive. So yeah, so that's it. And then number 2, number 3, 4, you can answer based on these 5 verbs. But take a look here, which one of the 5 verbs is regular? Okay, regular here, I am sure that you have known this one, the regular and irregular verb probably, or you probably get confused by the name regular here. Regular, it means it has pattern. When you say walk, and then the past simple of walk is walked, you just put ed, and then the past participle of walk is walked, you put ed. So walk, walked, walked. Those are regular. Yeah, those have pattern. Okay, but when you want to say, for example, that it, yeah, it, the past simple of it, ate, a past participle of it, eaten, it doesn't have a pattern. Yeah, so it's irregular verb. Okay, it is irregular verb. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, from these 5 verbs here, which one of the 5 verbs is regular? Which one do you think? Okay, so that's it. The task only exercise 3 and 4 for the grammar, and then exercise 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's it for our lesson for today. Yeah, I hope I have made myself clear, and if you still get confused, you can play back this lesson again, especially for transitive and intransitive verb. Okay, so I hope you are in a good condition. Yeah, stay healthy, drink a lot of water, and don't forget to wash your hand. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.